This program is brought to you by Great Basin College and is sponsored by Barrick Gold North America.
Welcome to the oral history recording of the Great Basin Indian Archives. We are interviewing elders of the Great Basin. This recording is available to students and researchers at Great Basin College in Elko, Nevada, as well as on the Great Basin Indian Archives website at www.gbcnv.edu/GBIA.
My name is Ruby Sam. I'm from Duckwater. I was born at the Indian Hospital in Schurz, Nevada, and I'm an enrolled member of the Duckwater tribe. My family on my mother's side are from here, and he's from Smoky Valley. His name is Nelson Sam. His parents are Judy and Henry Sam. Sort of Smoky Valley, but Duckwater reservation Naksoda. I started school. I was a year late because of my birthday, But anyway, the school started sniggy and other older girls teaching, so I think oyon duduan asoksukuran when they started. And the teachers nadi and das numo nadi and disugan because no de handa. Omanang hakahimba muddy playground or powwow ground. A shikingidan got it napan. Then later it moved up Akimba health department mabihigo sick. Same school, Sokmawanuapan or Soknamastartipan. Then in 1954, Adabananga County built that school, and that's where we went. I think I was in the 4th grade when we moved down there. And then from there, then later on in the 70s, Nuan and Duhubuka, they started their tribal school. But Niki Hingan by Napan, so I don't know too much about what was going on. After 8th grade, because my friends were going to Stewart, I decided to go with them. I followed. But Niki Mazasong and Napan. Then my dad stepped in and pulled me out and made me go to Elko. I didn't like that either. So, and I went to school in Ely for a little while, but then I ended up in London. That's where I graduated from.
What didn't you like about Stewart? Well, Stewart was a Bureau of Indian Affairs boarding school?
And was racist. They were. We couldn't, go like that. And if you did, you got punished. So, if Odesuk what I'm talking about, Muddy Hallway, and this was a ticket for being punished at the floor. It had paste wax on it. A razor blade hayakan, you had to scrape that all the way. And that was my punishment. No one went. Not fun.
So how about Elko? What was Elko like?
It was okay, but I wanted to be in Duckwater. Niki Elko Kanaswan. It was fine. I found out I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters after I moved there. I stayed with my grandma, Judy Sam, for a while I was going. Twice I went back. I went back for the first semester to Christmas, and I came home. Then I went back up again and went one more, the whole half a semester. Then I moved and went to Lund, or Ely, and then to Lund.
So how was Ely?
Ely was fine because it was close to home. I quit for a while. I was out for 2 years, and then I went back and finished. And then went on relocation to Cleveland, Ohio. I didn't, what I was getting into. they came and I can't remember how I knew and they went about relocation. Anyway, they had targeted cities that relocation. I mean, they had like California, I think it was Washington, Texas, New York, Florida, Chicago, and Cleveland. There was a couple of others. I picked Cleveland because it was a farthest second, because that way, Nikki, hindi sabay meron minison, so nasatagwaray tayo. Train pa. No, ako can train pa. Then I went there. But I wasn't the first one for relocation. We had 3 other young ladies that went to Chicago. They were the first relocation. It was 1963 when I went on relocation. That's good. So I went back there. It was fun. Niki sumisyon division different tribes, right? So about division known from all over, different states, different tribes. But it was funny that other Nuwana once they met at the GBIA office where we had to go sign up and everything. Different Nuwana one. But so you guys just, everybody were friends. We were like Nanamai. Nuwana, didn't matter what tribe you were. So that's how we got along. We probably had about 400 or 500 Indians up there. And some of those people that went up in the 50s on relocation for jobs, they were still there when I went up. And they're still there, Makwa. They made it their home, but a lot of them gapis sabagonis then subigoikwain because they get homesick. They have an Indian center there in Cleveland too. I worked there for about 7 years, like that, with the different tribes. That was fun. You got to find jobs for them and find housing, get them. We had an attorney that worked with us, and that's who helped them out because I got to know them pretty well. So we help our own. Anyway, then way later in 70s, I went to the BIA office just looking around, and there was a guy, one of the counselors started talking to me. And this was Simone when I went for key punch, but give him a finishing. He said, well, which school ko siya? I said, sure, why not? At that time, I had gotten married, and my old man was in Vietnam, so I had nothing to do. So I told him, okay. He said, what would you like to be? I said, how about cosmetology? So this BIA sent me to school for cosmetology. And I graduated in 73, went for my state board and got it. So I was a licensed cosmetologist for a while. But Nikki makaworking das. So yeah, it was fun once you get to know people.
So how many years was that in the Cleveland area? You lived there from
1963, and I finally came home in 1993.
Wow.
I mean, because we moved around a lot because of Bill being in the service. So we were stationed here, stationed there, so I would come home. And then wherever we were at, that was my home. In all their travels from 64 on, where we were moving around. But Sonny knew that anyway when he went up there. So that's so what you know what I. But then my old man learned to speak Shoshone too, like Windy. But he did. But that was it. Or if I talked to my mom and them on the phone, then mother went knew what I got. So we never forgot. Or I could have been like the others, come back and say, oh, Nunya knew what I got, but I didn't. You don't. Sometimes it's hard to get back into it because I was gone 4 and 5 years at a time, but I didn't forget. I kept up with it. And that's like Keith speaks Shoshone too. And a lot of the people here, when he used to come here, they would have cooking us thinking that he knew what they going. And he used to surprise them because he would answer them in Shoshone. So he didn't forget either. You know, it's changed. When we were up there, you could walk on the street by yourself. You had nothing to worry about. Now, if you do that, it's not good. You'd have to find a good place to live. But then I don't think there's too many. Yeah, Nadian, back then, we used to go down to Lake Erie on the because we were right on Lake Erie. And Southern Zam Beach now, we used to go there, we'd walk around. And now you don't dare. And that's where the Indians gathered after bars closed. No. They had a park there, and then they would do their 49er with using your car hood as a drum. That was kind of fun. I mean, you had about 20 different tribes, all from different schools too.
Now that you've experienced that and looking back on relocation, what do you think was the intent of the relocation program?
To water down our blood degree, because they knew once we lived here, so you know, Heinz if you have kids, you can't count their blood because they're of a different tribe, and you're from a different tribe, so depending on where you're enrolled, you could only use part of it. And that's not right. But that was their intent, was to make sure that they were going to water down and get rid of the Indians. That's the way I feel. I don't know if other people feel that way or not, but that's the way I felt.
Or what prompted you to return back to the reservation?
My mom was by herself. My dad passed away. So figured it was time to come home. On my mom's side, I have 2 sisters, 1 brother. On dad's side, 2 sisters, and I think 4 brothers. The 2 I never met, and then we lost 1 brother in Nam. That's on my dad's side. I only came back because I did an interview, phone for a position at the admit, but instead I got one at the school. I was their school education office manager, which is just plain secretary, but I had a fancy title. But that's where I started, and then later down the road I went down to admit for a while, but there was some issues, and then the police officer wanted me to work at their office, so I got transferred to law enforcement as a court clerk, probation officer, all around, janitor, whatever else. But I worked there for, a long time. So I finally retired. We do quilting. That one I got to finish. And then I do a lot of crocheting. Those little things. And then I do a lot of embroidering because I make quilts out of this. I got one that's finished for king size, and this one is going to be a queen size. So we keep busy, and we go to a lot of, like we have Christmas bazaars and our Spring Fest. That's where we sell these stuff at. It does pretty good. Plus, it keeps me busy and keeps me out of trouble sometimes. My sister, Adeline, and I do a lot of it, and then we go to the fandangos and stuff like that and sell. And Wanda Thompson's the other one. I don't know if it's just me, but I think our language is lost no matter how much we try. Because the language, again, it's taught at the home. And if you're around it all the time, but the way it is now, I don't think it's going to happen. But that's only me. So, and they're not going to learn. I think that's where Duckwater is pretty good because there's quite a few Ugusanuwadewan, and that's good. But I noticed a lot of other tribes, other reservations, Umaruwanuwadewan, they look at you like, what are you talking about? So I don't know. But I think it's lost. But that I hope not. But I think that if they're going to spend money, I think it should be done within each tribe that Muddy Speaker is from there. Yeah, not too long ago, I found out that so new and I am gonna get sumara and okay, new hospital can deborkan sarangi hakan Muddy with this so no back east in Cleveland, different ones no and they're going to so meaning one and that so there's an again all up sumara kan get us to do night. And a sunny doctor no Muddy with because he knew any Muddy son Muddy nang son give my multiplying son I guess. So sunny Muddy weekend and that's not right. But them give proof again. So
there was a sterilization program going on without the knowledge of the Native American women?
Right. So not just here, it's all over by the new hospital Kupai that was happening. And that's what those girls were telling me. So we didn't know. We were just talking one day and that came up and I believe it happened here too. Because I could have been one of them. Because I only have one child. That was it. Well, right now, because we don't have a doctor, but, we get referred out to, we've got good health care. It helps all their members. So, and if it has to be specialized, doctor, then it's either Salt Lake, Reno, Vegas, wherever they need to go. So it's pretty good. And our kids do have braces that they pay for too. And they pay for all of their enrolled members' glasses and dental, whether they live on the reservation or not. It don't matter. As long as they're enrolled, they help them out. Which is pretty good. It's been like that for quite a while. Plus, we help other non-enrolled members that's here with the glasses, same thing. They get the same thing as the enrolled members, which is pretty good too, I think. But that's only me. No. The only thing I can say is we need to push our young people on education so they can make it out there. Government isn't going to go on forever. One day all that money's going to dry up. Right now they need to take advantage of whatever scholarships are out there. Apply for it, go to school, make something of yourselves. That's all I can say.
For additional information, or to refer an elder of the Great Basin who may be interested in contributing an oral story for preservation, contact Norm Cavanaugh, Director of GBIA.
Great Basin Indian Archives, brought to you by Great Basin College and sponsored by Barrick Gold North America.